Hey everybody, it's Molly with AllEars, and I am at Epcot's International Food and Wine Festival, my favorite time of year, with a very interesting question. What's the best way to spend money at the Food and Wine Festival? Is it doing one of the seminars? Is it booking an exclusive party? Or is it just eating your way around the booths? That's what I am here to find out. Throughout the first month of the festival, I'm going to do a few of the lower cost seminars, as well as just, eat some of my favorites at the Food and Wine Festival and figure out the best way to spend $50 to $100 while you're here. It's a tough job, but somebody has to do it. The Epcot International Food and Wine Festival has been going on for 24 years, and it's one of my favorite things to do in Walt Disney World. They set up booths all over the park, well, mostly in World Showcase, that have different top-aside food and drinks, and you get to walk around and try all different things. It's incredible. They've also got special entertainment and concerts, special seminars. It is so much fun. This year's festival is a record 87 days. It kicked off on August 29th, and it will close up shop on November 23rd. So one of the smartest things that you can do at the Food and Wine Festival is use your dining plan if you have one. Almost all of the items besides alcohol can be used as snack credits, and there's some pretty high dollar snacks around here. There are a lot of things with meat. There is the steak in Canada. There is lobster places. There is lamb. Those are gonna be $6, $7 items, and a great use of a Disney dining plan snack credit. So stockpile all your snacks for the week and use them here. So one of my favorite things at the festival is this loaded mac and cheese. It's from the Active Eats booth, and it's got pepper bacon, a lot of creamy cheese, and green onions. They changed it a little bit this year, so I'm jazzed to try it. Look at that. Oh, that pepper bacon is so good. Kind of smoky. The green onions got a little bit of a crunch. Creamy. That is a winner. This is again at Active Eats, which is over kind of in the Future World garden area. There's a couple booths. Yep, that's a festival fave. I'm also trying this new energy bar from Active Eats. It's kind of like a healthy dessert or a really fun granola bar. It's kind of falling apart in my hand, but it's got chocolate and nuts and grains. Oh, there's a bee. He wants it. No. Yeah, it tastes like a healthy granola bar. So that's what you want to eat when you're at Food and Wine. It's a good choice, but it's not what you want to eat when you're here. In the last few years, they've had a hard seltzer water from the local brand MIA. Well, local to Florida, it's from Miami. Previously, they had a cucumber lime. This year, it's key lime. So I'm excited to try this as well. I mean, I don't really know the difference between lime and key lime, but it just tastes like lime seltzer water. But don't give it to your kids because there's alcohol in it. It's good, but you can get these at home, so I preferred it when it was a more exciting flavor. I also couldn't resist already taking a bite of this salmon from Active Eats. It's beautifully grilled. It comes with this slaw that's got Brussels, and it's got some avocado. So if you like fish, this is a good one. I'm now at the Flavors of Fire booth, and this is the Steakhouse Blended Burger. It's a beef and mushroom slider with a blue cheese fondue, arugula and truffle, and a blue cheese chip on it. So yeah, I'm pretty jazzed. Look at that. Oh my God, that burger is so good. It's being grilled right there. I don't know if you can see that, but that blue cheese fondue is amazing. That burger is perfectly cooked and juicy. The chip adds a nice crunch. This may be a new festival favorite for Molly. Scratch that. Definitely a new festival favorite. I don't even care that it's 100 degrees out. Also, I'm loving the football theme of this one. I'm a big college football fan. I went to Clemson, aka the reigning national champions. And so I'm loving that this is a tailgate and they're playing Disney music, but in a marching band style. It's great. You can see the chefs actually grilling up all this stuff. I do not envy how hot her job is right now. Delicious smoked corned beef, and it's on top of potato chips, cheese curds, pickled onions, and it has a beer cheese fondue. Can you guys hear that? It's Prince Ali, but marching band. Anyway, there's a cheese curd, there's some beef, there's an onion. That was a big cheese curd. and I love cheese. This one's good too. More shareable than the burger. I personally like the burger better, but this is phenomenal. And this would be a good one that you could probably share with like 2, maybe 3 people if you're trying to get a lot of stuff. Another new item this year is this paella from Spain. It's a chicken paella, which is a traditional Spanish rice dish with a bunch of veggies. I can see some peas. And I actually love paella because I love that it's really simple ingredients with a lot of really good spices, and it's just scrumptious. So I'm hoping this is as good as it looks. So here I go. There's also some sausage, it looks like, in here. That is so flavorful. You can definitely taste the, I want to say saffron. That's what they use in paella, right? The rice is cooked perfectly. The sausage is good. I'm gonna be a lady and just bite into this giant piece. Flavorful. Now the only downfall with some dishes, like this one and some of the others I've tried, is that I've talked about it. It's hot outside and these dishes are hot. So try to get some air conditioning, or if you're coming later in the festival season, it's a lot more appetizing to eat a hot bowl of rice and meat when it's not 10,000 degrees outside. But this is really flavorful. It's got a little heat to it. So this is also a big portion that you could easily share. So another good one. You know what I love about Italy? Cheese. And the fact that cheese is everywhere, even in dessert. So this is a cannoli, and it's got ricotta cheese in it, as well as candied orange on top and a little chocolate chip action. I'm really jazzed about this one. That's delicious. I'm not Italian in any way, so I can't tell you if it's an authentically made cannoli, but I can tell you that there's a lot of that really yummy ricotta filling, and there's the right amount of chocolate chips and a nice dusting of sugar. And this is a really rich and creamy but very delicious dessert. Tasty looking pasta dish here as well. This is a ravioli carbonara, so it's Parmesan and pecorino ravioli, and there's that egg yolk and cream, and there's some bacon on top. That is rich. The sauce is kind of like melting because it's so hot out here, but I do like the flavors. And the bacon has a good flavor to it. It's really another big portion, so you could definitely share this. Like if you and a friend came to Italy, one could get the ribs, one could get the ravioli, and you could easily share this. And overall, it's good. Is it the best pasta I've ever eaten in this Italy pavilion? No. But if you're craving pasta and you're on your journey throughout food and wine, this is a good option. It's a little balmy right now, but otherwise I'd be getting the Canadian cheddar and bacon soup and the filet. These are smash hits at the festival every year. They're from Le Cellier, but it's too hot right now for me to eat them. New spot at the festival this year, and it's inside the theater of what was formerly known as O Canada, while they're refurbishing it into a new movie coming out in January. But what non-Disney movie does this remind y'all of? Give you a hint, ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. Comment if you know what I'm singing. I actually think what they've done here is really smart. They've completely made it feel like you're in a circus tent, and there's a wine bar and a cider bar and some different noshes, but I think this is a really fun, and it's air conditioned. And if you recall from O Canada, there weren't seats, but there were these railings to hold onto. They filled them in so you can use them like a tray for your fuel rod and your cider. So I am trying the limoncello cider because I like lemon more than apple. A lot of them are apple based, but I've actually tried those and they're too sweet for me and they just taste like apple juice, but I love lemon flavor. I find it very refreshing. So here we go. Ooh, and I was right. That tastes like boozy lemonade. I am here for this. I'm so jazzed about this next item. It's one of my all-time favorites at the festival since it came out in 2011. I get one every year, and this is my first one this year, so I'm very excited to eat it with you guys. And it's the pulled pork slider from Hawaii. It's got pulled pork, a spicy mayonnaise, and a pineapple chutney on a little roll. best. Still a hit. That warm pork. It's kind of spicy with that chipotle or spicy mayo, but it's balanced really nicely with the sweet pineapple. If you get one thing, get this. You're welcome. Also new this year is this shimmering ice cream cone from the Shimmering Sips, which is the mimosa stand. It's right at the entrance of World Showcase, but it's glittery and it's obviously melting because it's 1 million degrees outside. It just tastes like strawberry ice cream, but it's cute and the cone is the sprinkles are glittery. So if you need a refreshing treat, this is a pretty one. Not the most unique thing you're gonna try at the festival though. At Shimmering Sips this year is a frozen mimosa, but obviously it's melting really quickly. And it's got hard seltzer in it, like a White Claw, which I like White Claw. I like mimosas, so. Okay, that is fab. That is so cool. Even though it's melting, it's still really cold. It's a little bit tart, so it's not sickly sweet, which I'm into. Yeah, that is an A+ cocktail here at the festival. Also at Shimmering Sips, there's a cheesecake trio. There's a classic New York, a strawberry, and a chocolate. You get them all in a little trio sampler. So this is a fun dessert to try with your friends. So I'm gonna get into this cheesecake trio. Cheesecake is one of my favorite desserts, so I am hopeful. First up, chocolate. Uber creamy, definitely chocolatey, but not super, super rich. I am glad it's a small bite though, because that'd be a lot if it was like a full-size piece. The strawberry. Oh, that is fab. It's got that hint of, tastes like fresh strawberry, so it keeps it nice and light with that hint of tartness. That one's better than the chocolate IMO. And let's go with this classic New York. That's the winner. Oh my God, that is so creamy. There's a little bit of this like shimmering raspberry drizzle on it that's really working. This is delish. And because it's so hot outside, and because these are so rich and creamy, you could definitely share this. Each person get a little bite, and you'd be very, very happy campers. We have a mimosa flight. There's a new tropical mimosa that came out this year, which is the Pog juice. If you're familiar with that at Polynesian or Animal Kingdom, it's the passion fruit, orange, and guava juice. There's a key lime, which is key lime sparkling wine, and a hint of white cranberry juice. And there's a blood orange, which is blood orange juice. And you can get them in a sampler where they're only a little bit smaller than a full-size one, but that way you can try multiple flavors. First up for me, this is the Pog juice. The tropical mimosa. It's a little sweet for my taste, but you can definitely taste the passion fruit come through. Now I'm gonna go for the key lime. Ooh, I definitely like that one better because it's tart with the lime and the cranberry. You guys know me, I'm not super big into sweet drinks. And lastly, the blood orange. That one tastes the most like a regular mimosa, a little bit different. I think of all three, I like the key lime best because it's the most refreshing in the hot sun because it's tart and it's light. But if I was gonna get a drink here again, it would be that frozen one because that one is the best. So this is jerk chicken from the Islands of the Caribbean booth. And there's a guy grilling out here, so it's like freshly hot off the grill. There's a mango chutney on there. Amazing. Amazing. Wow, that is spiced perfectly. You can absolutely tell that just came off the grill. It's got a little heat. That slaw is good. Wow, this is a festival, Molly's festival favorites list. This chicken makes it. You could share, but like, don't. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. This new band in Germany is really crushing it right now. Germany is a party, as always. Okay, so this is called, I'm so sorry if you speak German, Schlickennudeln, that's what I'm going with. It is pasta gratin with ham, onions, and cheese. and it's a classic fave. Obviously, I like it because cheese is in it. All right, so look at this delicious cheesy yum. Mmm. That is yum. Is there anything super special about this? No, it just tastes like really good mac and cheese. There's some ham in that one. It just tastes like really, really good mac and cheese. So it's not crazy special, like ingredient-wise, but it is working. This is one kids will definitely enjoy if they like mac and cheese. They should enjoy this. And it's, again, a big portion that a couple people could get a few bites in. And this one is also part of the cheese crawl. And I'm sweating again. So I'm at Brazil right now, which is one of my all-time favorite booths because of this beauty right here. This is pão de queijo, which is Brazilian cheese spread. And it's literally just like Parmesan cheese and tapioca starch, and somehow it makes bread. But like, look how gooey it is. It's literally so good. This is a Molly top 5. Maybe a Molly top 3. You get 2 of these with one. I do not share. And I will probably consume 50 of these before Food and Wine is over. So this is actually an Impossible cottage pie. It's from Earth Eats, which is a vegan booth using the Impossible meats, if you're familiar with those. Burger King actually has a Whopper right now made with it. But it's a ground meat in quotation marks with carrots, mushrooms, peas, and it's got cauliflower, beans, and fake mozzarella on top. I'm not vegan, but we're gonna try this out. I mean, it looks like cottage pie, but will it taste like cottage pie? I am pleasantly surprised by that. This is actually, if you're a vegan, this is really good. And if you're not a vegan, it's still pretty good. This one's got a lot of fake cheese on it. It's flavorful. You can't really tell it's not meat because there's so many other components to it. The cheese isn't creamy, obviously, like real cheese would be, but it's not bad. And it is on the cheese crawl. Emil's Fromage Montage, which is a cheese crawl where if you get 5 specific cheese-based items throughout the World Showcase and get all the stamps, you get a free cheesecake. And this is on there. So I'm pleasantly surprised. So at the festival, they've got all the silverware, and you will notice that the forks are made out of 30% renewable content, and they kind of request that maybe you don't get a new fork every place you go. Clean one off, stick it in your pocket, and use it again. One of the most highly anticipated new booths coming to the festival for 2019 was the Alps, all because of that warm raclette cheese, which is when they warm up literally a half of a wheel, a giant wheel of cheese, and then the chef scrapes it off, fresh off the wheel, onto a little bed of potatoes and crostinis and little pickles. It's my dream come true because I'm obsessed with cheese. Some of that gooey cheese. It's that tangy Swiss cheese. It's got a little bite to it. If you like cheese, this is a must this festival. I'm now getting crazy, and I put cheese and a pickle on the crostini. I've done it. That's the winner. You get the acidity from the pickle, the nice tanginess from the cheese, and the warm crostini. Wow. You're welcome, everyone. So at the festival this year, there's a new thing called Emil's Fromage Montage. Emil is Remy's brother from Ratatouille. Fromage is cheese in French, one of the only French words I know. But if you get these participating items and get a stamp, you get a free cheesecake. So I'm gonna try my cheesecake. Almost has like pineapple in it. That is good. graham cracker crust. Congrats me, I ate a bunch of cheese. So I confirmed it's a pineapple coconut cheesecake that you get, and you can't get that unless you complete the fromage montage. So that's kind of fun. It's a good way to get kids involved. You do have to get those 5 specific dishes, so if those weren't ones you wanted, it's probably not worth it, but if you were gonna try those 5 anyway, why not? Get free cheesecake. The grand total for everything I ate at Food and Wine Festival came to $110.25, so a little bit higher than that 50 to 100 mark I mentioned at the beginning of the video, but obviously this was filmed over a few days and I wanted to show you all lots of different options of the kinds of things that you can get at the Food and Wine Festival. I really think this is a good use of money because a lot of these things can definitely be a meal and you're gonna be full after just a few booze if you eat everything yourself. So I always recommend sharing everything with your friends and family. You may only get a bite or 2, but if you really love it, you can always go back and get more. But that way you get to try as many things as possible throughout the festival. So for the festival, they have all this cute merch. It's exclusive to the festival. This is all Figment related. So there's a bowl, there's a shirt, there's a bag, another shirt, but it's really cute because it all says recipe for a Figment. And it's 2 tiny wings, eyes big and yellow, horns of a steer, what a lovable fellow. From head to tail, he's royal purple pigment, and voila, you've got a Figment. Which, that's pretty cute. Look at all this stuff. Ooh, I like these like spice dish little things. $9.99. Those are cute. Ooh, I'm ruining their display. Another line of festival merchandise is the Remy collection. Which, like, wait, do I need this hat? I might. I love a water bottle. There's this. Cute teas, mugs, Remy jacket. There's a lot of cute Remy stuff. I love this. For today's activity, I am headed to do the Mix It, Make It, Celebrate It workshop. These are hands-on classes presented by experts, and you don't know what you could be learning. You could be learning how to make a crafted cocktail. You could be learning how to pair wine and cheese. You could be learning how to make sushi or cupcakes. There is a schedule, or you could be like me and just pick a day and see what's gonna happen. But it's a really fun way to do some hands-on learning and exciting things at the festival. It's $45 plus tax, and I'm excited. Let's go check it out. So I am here seated in World Showplace, excited to get started because today's class is called The Art of the Crafted Cocktail, which it's noon, perfect. And I'm gonna be learning how to make a Bloody Mary as well as a gin and tonic, which I'm pretty jazzed about because I like both of those drinks. So at our place setting, we've got all kinds of ingredients pre-portioned out. Salt, pepper, paprika, we've got some tomato juice, some different accoutrements that are gonna go in our cocktail. So they've asked us to give it a nose, which means take a whiff of the gin because they use peaches, rose, and raspberries. And it smells delicious.
Let it roll around your tongue a little bit. And this is a 95.2 proof spirit.
They're feeling that.
Yeah. And they're feeling good, I hope.
Oh.
And with that, it doesn't smell or taste like most gins you've tried. But let's ice the glass and get it cold. Nobody wants a warm cocktail.
No.
Especially a warm gin and tonic.
Even if rose.
We put our spirit base in first always. We don't, that way we get a good eye on it. There's not too much in there if we're not measuring or jiggering.
But they're pouring their whole glass of it.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. That's one. I think the gin and tonic gets a bad rap in America for one reason or another. We have not elevated the drink the way they do in Europe. In America, we often get a plastic cup.
So we were given our choice of raspberry, lime, or mint to mix in the gin and tonic. I'm going all 3. Call me crazy.
And you'll see.
It's 2-1.
I believe. Yes, sir.
That's what it was. 2-1.
Yes, sir.
3. I think it's 3. I think it's 1 to 3. Yeah, 1 ounce is the lunch gin. 3 ounces of tonic.
Elevating it in a whole different level.
And you really get those fruit elements.
Visual becomes meditating with the spirit.
That's
It's a
so
different
good.
kind of meditating with the spirit.
And as we enjoy this G&T, Brett's going to talk about some new you. And how are those G&Ts?
Yummy.
Nice. Like, a lot of smiles. It's a good thing. So in front of us for the Bloody Mary, we have a lot of whatever you'd like with this. And then if you want to do a salt rim or a pepper rim, I would then put my salt on this little plate. If you want some spice, or some heat, or some citrus, or some salt, there's a lot of different ways to go. Personally, I love celery on my Bloody Mary. I'm going to put a little on the corner. I love fresh citrus. As we're stirring.
Let's make it spicy.
I think there's
Yeah. Yes, spicy, 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 spicy.
It's a nice way to start.
I'm gonna stir her up.
We don't have the carbs, so
She
it's
looks
really
good,
a test.
but I'm gonna taste test it before I add anything
We're
else.
just winging it.
I like Bloody Marys at home.
Let's try this bloody.
I mean, it's a nice way to start the day.
When you look at all these ingredients,
nice.
it's pretty overwhelming, right?
I want it a
But when
little
you're able to
spicier
break it
though. It's
down
good.
and figure out what makes sense to your palate,
I don't want to kick
it's
it
a lot
up.
of fun.
That they
Just
can
getting
go to
crazy.
With the no
Oh
labs
yeah,
and
let's
the
put that in
kettle.
there.
That's a great question. And
do
yes,
a
both
little
of these
more
marks are extremely
pepper.
versatile and extremely mixable.
Okay.
And
Today we're in the world of
doing some
mules, it seems like,
Worcestershire.
and, both of these marks, as well as the flavored kettles, work really well on a mule or in a straight martini. And again, you can.
She's perfect.
Yeah.
The question was, can we get no labs at Publix in Florida? And the answer
So I just finished up my Mix It, Make It, Celebrate It workshop, and it was so much fun. It was actually called No Let's, a Family Tradition, because it was presented by two gentlemen from the brand No Let's, which own No Let's Gin, which I had never heard of, which is embarrassing, and Kettle One Vodka, which I have definitely heard of. But it was so interesting. They talked to us about the history of the company. It's actually over 300 years old, which is older than the United States. And they talked about how they're 11th generation liquor makers, spirit makers, distillers, and they talked about the process of how they make all of their different alcohols. And then we actually got to make a gin and tonic, which was the best gin and tonic I've ever had, and a Bloody Mary featuring, of course, No Let's Gin and Kettle One Vodka. It was super interesting. I love learning about pretty much anything, so it was super fun to learn a bunch about how the process of how they make these liquors and the distill and the family history. I got to walk away with a recipe sheet for how to make both of those cocktails. That was upside down. There it is. And I also got to talk to both of the gentlemen, and they gave me their card, and they were super nice and super friendly and approachable. And I just overall had a really good time, and I've never done this before, and I will definitely be doing it again, maybe even at this festival, if not definitely next year, because this was a blast. Good morning. I am at Epcot before the park even opens, waiting to go into France for my second special event, which is called the Parisian breakfast. This is an all-you-can-eat breakfast in, obviously, France, at Le Chefs de France. It's $45 a person, and it's got delicious pastries and cheeses and meats and champagne and coffee. It is delicious. At least it has been in the past, so I'm hoping it's as good as it was last year. The Parisian breakfast is certain Saturdays during the festival. It's 9:15 to 10:45, but last year they let me stay till 11 so I could get extra cheese. Hello, bonjour. Bonjour, bonjour. Merci. Bonjour. Bonjour. Oh my gosh, we have an egg croissant, a cheese croissant, a croque monsieur, some delicious meats, cheese plates, hello, freshly baked baguettes, ooh, a brioche, different spreads, raspberry jam and Nutella, pound cake, palmiers, I don't know what those are, but I'm gonna try it, chocolate croissants, and regular croissants, so buckle up, everybody. So they actually set up 4 different stations around the restaurant, so that way there's not a backup at any one station, and they all have the same stuff. So when we walked in, they gave us a mimosa. Oh, that is good fresh orange juice. And you can ask for as many of these as you want throughout the breakfast. And I literally got everything available on my plate besides a few of the cheeses and the fruit, because fruit, clearly I'm not in this for health right now. So I can try all the delicious pastry goodness and share it with you. I have this very ethereal halo right now. Thank you, sunshine. So I'm gonna dive into this mountain of carby goodness. I don't know where to begin. Looks so good. Okay, we're gonna go savory first. So my first thing I'm going to try is this egg tart. This is new this year. They did not have this last year. Just go ahead and write down that everything is delicious, but nice flaky croissant, creamy egg. Seems like there's some cheese in there. That's a winner. It's a cheese tartan. Looks like there's a whole wheel of goat cheese in the middle there. Surprise, it's like pizza. This is like French pizza. It's got tomato sauce in there, basil. That's number one right now. Oh my god, I am a disaster. I would not be well received in France. Just a normal croissant, which I'm going to smear with goat cheese and jelly, but I want to try it plain first. Just a fabulously fresh, crumbly croissant. The croque monsieur, which is a classic ham and cheese sandwich with cheese on top and a bechamel sauce. Wow, that's good. This is one of my favorite things to get at the bakery, Les Halles, here in France, and that's where all this stuff comes from. So if you like the bakery in France, you will love this breakfast, because for $45 you can eat as much of it as you want in the hour and a half allotted period. So on the sweet, this is called a Alpine, I believe.
Let's go back into the 90s a couple of years. This is not bad.
It's got a cinnamon sugar dusting, and it's sweet and flaky, but it's not overwhelmingly sweet, so I really like that. Here's the brioche. Light and eggy. It's got crystal sugars on top. Put some Nutella on that. That will be amazing. A chocolate croissant, a must. Flaky. There's big chocolate chunks in there. What I'm loving about these desserts is that it's still breakfast, so they're not sickly sweet. The pound cake, in which I've smeared both jam and Nutella.
Also, depending on how much you're into nature, beautiful. It's cottage country up there. You can rent a cottage from somebody.
Everything is fabulous. This is A+. I'm going to stuff my face and then walk it off. But also, you can get beverages. You get mimosas. You can ask for any beverage, water. I've got a cappuccino here.
There's lakes everywhere. Thousands of lakes all over the place. It's beautiful. That would be beautiful.
Fabulous cappuccino, and a little specialty. They have French hot chocolate, which is called hot char, I believe. I can't say it. Oh, and that is the most decadent, rich hot chocolate I've ever had. And I'm going to dip my brioche into it like a genius. I'm a culinary innovator. That is fabulous. I'm in carb heaven. I absolutely adore the Parisian breakfast, and it's an event I've come to for the past 4 years on my own. It is blustery today. It feels great. But I love this breakfast. I think for $45, it is such a bargain. It's about an hour and a half. You get all those pastries from Les Halles. You get champagne, mimosas, many different beverage options that, again, if you were to tally those things up individually, you would spend way more than $45. And I like that it's at the beginning of the day, so you can still enjoy the festival once you've walked off this gigantic food baby I have. You can enjoy some festival favorites later in the afternoon. You have an early start to your day, so you can go ride Soarin', or I wouldn't recommend riding Mission Space right now, but it's a really great breakfast. Get you into the park before it opens, and I adore it. And I think $45 is a steal for this event. I am headed to the Italian wine versus beer pairing event at Via Napoli, which is another one of the Food and Wine special events. And I don't really know what to expect, but I know I'm going to learn about Italian wine and beer, and it's at Via Napoli, which is delicious. So obviously I'm excited. So when I walked in, they gave me a sangria, and then I sat down to a bunch of wine glasses, including this one that they've already filled, a beer glass, plus there's some bread and olive oil, and I'm very excited about this. Here is the curated menu of what we're going to be eating and drinking. They've paired courses throughout, looks like 5 different courses with different wines or beers. I'm so happy right now.
Buongiorno, everyone. Very good. You're already speaking Italian already. Good job. All right. Welcome to Viennappoli's beer versus wine and food pairing. We're glad to have you. It's our second one, so we just did our first. So good. We're ready to go again with you guys. All right. So a little bit about what's going to happen. My name is Fred. I'm a manager here, and I'm a total foodie, and I love everything that's coming out today. So I hope you enjoy it. But I'm going to present and everything for the food that you're going to have, and then I have 2 wonderful ladies up here to help me explain the wine side and the beer side so they can guide you through on why their wine or their beer is going to be the best, okay? But it's up to you guys to tell me which one you like better.
A grilled octopus, a potato cake with some fresh Parmesan, cherry tomatoes, and then we also, to go with it, have a sparkling rosé and an Italian beer. Both were chosen because they're very light, and of course seafood is a light dish. Here's my octopus and my potato cake. Obviously I'm very into the potato cake because it's a cheesy potato cake, but the octopus is actually fabulous. It's got char, and compared to some other octopus I've eaten, as you may recall in other videos when I ate all the weirdest stuff at Disney World, this one's the best. It's flavored well, it's just charred. Don't let it scare you, and it's delicious. And now I'm going to do the best part, which is wash it down with a little sparkling rosé. Yeah, that's amazing. I love rosé. I love sharp, sparkling anything, so the combination is great. And now the beer. Ooh, very light, but more flavor than a domestic American light beer. I need to write down what this is because I would just drink this walking around Epcot. It'd be fabulous. Our second course, I'm really jazzed about. We got a lovely red wine and another beer. And then we also got some pizza, which is not shocking considering we're at Viennapoli, but it's the signature margarita pizza. So really simple. It's got that fabulous sauce, buffalo mozzarella cheese, some salt, basil, simple goodness. Our third course is another beer. This one's a little darker, and another red wine. The sommelier said it's similar to a red zin. And then we have our third course, which is pasta. We're in Italy, of course. It's Italian pork ribs. And then there is some pasta with an Italian sausage ragu. And there's some beef in there and some fresh cheese. And yeah, obviously you guys know I love cheese, so I'm very into this. Got a little bit of the meatball and a little bit of the pasta. Yeah, that's amazing. They told us that oftentimes at Sunday dinner in Naples, you kind of throw together whatever you have into a big pot for sauce and the noodles and everything. And that's what kind of this is supposed to represent, a big family dinner. And also there's this rib. When I think Italian, I do not think ribs, but it's literally falling off the bone. It's so juicy. It's amazing. I thought the pizza would be the best, but this is winning. Of course, you got to wash it all down. Let's try the wine and beer. So, wine first.
Gravy.
It's definitely bolder than the last one, but that's good because it holds up to the heartier meal. You've now got some protein in there, so you need a bigger, bolder wine, which I don't know that much about wine, but it just goes to show that they do. And then we also got a darker beer because, again, we have a more substantial meal. You don't want it to cover up the beer that you're drinking. And that's amazing. You know, I'm not a huge fan of darker beers usually, but the fact that you're eating it with this heavier portion actually goes really well together. It balances it out, and a light beer would be completely overwhelmed by this this delicious meal. Course 4 is here, and it is a cheese plate. If you've watched the channel before, you know I'm obsessed with cheese, so I'm very excited. Here's an aged Parmesan that is paired with a honeycomb, and then there's a gorgonzola paired with a tomato chutney, and then there's also a provolone paired with some grapes. And then, of course, we've got another wine and beer. This beer is a little bit thicker. She referred to it as like a Belgian wheat beer. It's fruitier. I can smell it, and I'm really excited because that's the kind of beer I like. And then we also have a bolder red. The reds have gotten bolder as we go to stand up to what we're eating. But, I mean, come on. This is the best. I've got the Parmesan and the honeycomb.
We should follow her around.
I love this.
I know where she lives.
Because I love the sweet versus the cheese, the nuttiness. I just like that you can mix and match. There is a pairing for each thing, but you can mix and match, which I love a cheese plate. It's like one of my favorite meals. And then we've got this nice bold red. Oh, that might be my favorite wine. It may be because I've on course 4, but that wine is really good. It's bold but not overwhelming. My friend's coming back. And then I'm going to try this beer.
No question.
Ooh, that's definitely my favorite beer. I love a wheat beer, but it's not heavy because I've been eating for a while now, so I don't want anything super heavy, but it's just kind of fruity and delicious, and I'm really into this, and this cheese plate in general, delicioso. The 5th and final course, we get a Moscato. It's got some bubbles, another beer, and then this gorgeous baked donut topped with powdered sugar, and it's filled with cream and a liqueur, and I can't handle it. I'm really excited to dig into that. So you can see the inside, it's got this cherry in there. It's a freshly baked pastry. Oh yeah.
And then Arthur said, we're going to be eating like this. I'm going to go get tables and whatnot.
Y'all know I don't even really like donuts, but this is like no donut I've ever had. It's baked. It's got a delicious cream. Now let's pair it.
So I'm at the bar.
That's a sweet wine that normally I would not be down with, but with the dessert, it's actually sweeter than the dessert.
He has his drink, I have my drink, which is sort of like lemonade.
The beer's not bad. Darker than I'd normally like, but I like it. But the cute girls that were introducing it, the one that does the wine, said her grandmother would be rolling if someone paired dessert with beer, which was very funny. And I have to agree, the wine's better this course, but overall, this has been a blast. I just left the Italian wine versus beer pairing, and wow, y'all, I'm very blown away. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but it was incredible. It was longer and more expensive than the other events I've done. It was $99 and it was about 3 hours long, but it was so much fun. For each of the courses, they presented you with a wine and a beer that you could pair with it. You got to do a little taste test of each. 5 courses, so you're getting a lot of food. And when we left, they gave us a little gift of authentic Italian cookies made from the chefs here at Via Napoli. So this, again, it was more expensive and longer than the other events, so if you have a limited time at the festival, maybe this isn't one you want to do, but if you've been here before or you're a resident or you want to try something different and you love Via Napoli or Italian food, it was super, super fun, and for the price, you definitely get your money's worth. Again, 5 courses with wine and beer at each course. One thing I really liked about the Italian wine versus beer pairing is that between each course, they had an Italian sommelier as well as one of the managers of the restaurant, actually 2 managers of the restaurant, come up and explain the food and the wine and the beer you're about to eat, about where it comes from and what varietal of grape it is and why they chose this wine or this beer and how the food was made and what ingredients go in it. So it really was not only really delicious, it was very educational, and it was clearly done with a purpose. Each wine and each beer was chosen for a reason to go with those ingredients, which as a foodie, as someone who loves eating, I love learning about that kind of stuff. At the beginning of this video, we set out to figure out what's the best way to spend your money at the Food and Wine Festival, and I've come to one very important conclusion. There is no wrong way to spend your money at the Food and Wine Festival. I'm sorry, I've enjoyed every single thing I've done. I personally, if you've never been before or you have a limited amount of time, I definitely think the best way to experience the Food and Wine Festival is just to eat and drink your way around the booths. You get to try a little bit of everything, and there's so many things to try. There's so many booths, and there's always new booths every year and new items every year. So I definitely think if you're only here for one day or you've never been, the best thing to do is just eat and drink your way around the booths. But if you've been before, or you're looking for something a little different, or maybe there's something you're super interested in, then I definitely suggest looking at those special events, especially ones like the Mix It, Make It, Celebrate It workshops. They're only an hour long, they're relatively inexpensive at $45, and you're gonna learn something that you maybe didn't know before, especially if you look at the schedule and you realize you wanna know how to make a certain cocktail, you wanna know how to make sushi, you wanna learn how to bake something from a celebrity chef. Definitely check into those. Plus, it's an hour in air conditioning, which you can't beat. I also adore that Parisian breakfast. I have done that many, many years, and I'm gonna do it for many, many years. As long as Disney keeps offering it, I'm gonna keep attending. But the Italian wine versus beer event really surprised me. I wasn't sure what to expect, and I was really blown away by the quality of the food, the quality of the environment, and I really enjoyed myself. So honestly, there's no wrong way to spend your money at the Food and Wine Festival as far as I'm concerned, and as far as the 3 events I did are concerned. I thought they were all great value for the money. I thought they were all super, super fun, and let's be honest, it's food and wine. It's the best time of the year. So I'm gonna turn it to you, friends. You let me know what you have enjoyed at the Food and Wine Festival. Is there a booth item that's your favorite? Have you done a special event that you absolutely loved? Certainly let me know in the comments. And in the meantime, friends, make sure to rate, review, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram at AllEars.net. And until next time, y'all, I'm Molly, and it's been magical and very delicious. Want to see more of my videos? Click over here. Want to subscribe? You can do that right here. And also, ring that notification bell to make sure you get instantly notified anytime we post a new video. Thanks for following. See you real soon.